I don't remember falling. I remember standing. The hymn was one I'd known since childhood. My voice felt thin that morning, like it was coming from somewhere behind me. Then the stained glass above the altar seemed brighter than usual, too bright, and the floor moved. After that, it was pieces, a shoe near my face, someone saying my name, the smell of old wood and perfume. Then white light. When I came back briefly, there were ceiling tiles sliding past overhead. A paramedic leaned over me and asked if I knew where I was. I said, church, because that seemed obvious. He didn't smile. The next stretch was a blur of signatures I don't remember signing. Someone told me my gallbladder had ruptured. Infection, emergency surgery, no waiting. I heard a nurse say, we're trying your daughter. Then nothing. I was told later that the doctor called her 47 times. 47. They left voicemails, text messages, a note marked urgent. My phone, I'd forgotten, was locked. They tried anyway. No answer. When no next of kin responds and the situation is critical, the hospital doesn't pause out of sentiment. An administrator stepped in and authorized the procedure under emergency consent laws. I was wheeled in without family. There's something strange about knowing that your life continued because paperwork moved forward without you. 3 days passed. I didn't experience them. Machines did. Nurses did. Charts did. When I woke, the first thing I felt was the weight in my abdomen, then dryness in my throat, then quiet. Hospitals are loud in the background, but around my bed it felt contained. I turned my head, expecting her. Even after all the missed calls, some small foolish part of me assumed she'd be there once it was serious enough. Instead, there was my phone on the tray table. A nurse must have unlocked it for me. The screen was open to a photo. My daughter on a beach, wind in her hair, sunglasses pushed up, a bright drink in her hand. The ocean behind her was impossibly blue. The caption read, family trip, no stress, no drama. It had been posted the second day I was in a coma. I didn't feel what I expected to feel. Not anger, not even sharp hurt. Something colder, something organizing itself. I set the phone down. When the doctor came in later, he said, we were unable to reach your daughter. I nodded. He added carefully, the hospital authorized the surgery. You were septic. Another 12 hours would have been difficult. There it was, authority, visible, and clinical. A decision made because the person assigned to decide wasn't available. I thanked him. Recovery was slow. Tubes removed, ice chips, walking with assistance, paperwork. A social worker visited before discharge. She asked if my daughter was my medical proxy. Yes, I said. She paused. Given what happened, you may want to update your emergency contact. Her tone wasn't judgmental, just procedural. I looked at the form for a long time. Then I wrote my neighbor's name. I removed my daughter's access from the hospital portal before I left. Changed a few passwords at home. Moved some automatic transfers into a separate account. Nothing dramatic, just quiet adjustments. Support does not have to be loud to be complete, and withdrawal does not have to be cruel to be real. I didn't call her. She didn't call me. For 4 days. When the call finally came, it arrived in the afternoon. Her name on my screen. I let it ring twice before answering. She didn't say hello. Dad? Why didn't you tell me you changed the account permissions? I can't access the tuition payment. It's frozen. I'd been on hold with the bank all morning. Her voice was sharp with panic, the kind that comes from inconvenience, not catastrophe. I was in surgery, I said. A pause. What? I collapsed at church. Emergency surgery. 3 days in a coma. Silence on her end. Not dramatic, just air. That's not funny. It wasn't. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't list the 47 calls. I didn't mention the beach. She spoke again, slower. No one told me. The hospital called. Another silence. Longer. I was on a trip, she said finally. Defensive. Smaller now. I saw. The space between us changed then, not shattered, shifted. She exhaled. I didn't know it was that serious. They left messages. I thought it could wait. Yes, I said, it could have. There are moments when anger would feel easier, cleaner, but anger keeps the door open. It invites argument. I didn't argue. She circled back to the bank. So can you just call and fix it? They said you have to authorize me again. I leaned back carefully against the couch cushions, my stitches pulled if I moved too fast. I can authorize you, I said, but we'll need to go to the hospital first. Why? Because you're no longer my medical proxy. That landed. What do you mean? When you didn't answer, they had to make decisions without you. I updated my documents. You replaced me. I reassigned responsibility to someone who answers their phone. Her breathing shifted again. This time it wasn't panic, it was realization. You're punishing me. No, I said, I'm reorganizing. We met at the hospital 2 days later. The administration office was beige and unremarkable. A woman behind a desk printed forms. There was no drama, no confrontation, just official language. You understand, the administrator said to my daughter, that as medical proxy, you are expected to be reachable in emergencies. My daughter nodded. Her sunglasses were gone. She looked younger without them. I understand. And you're willing to accept that responsibility? Yes. I watched her sign. Authority had a way of clarifying things without raising its voice. When it was done, we walked out together. She started to say something. An apology, perhaps, but stopped halfway. I didn't think. She began. I know, I said. We stood in the parking lot for a moment. I'll transfer the tuition tonight, I told her. But from now on, access is shared, not assumed. She nodded. No hug. No scene. Just a new understanding, thin but real. That night, I moved the funds. I did not restore everything to how it was. Unconditional support is easy when it costs nothing. It becomes invisible, expected, automatic. But automatic systems fail quietly. I don't know if she'll answer the next time the hospital calls. I hope she does. My phone sits on the table beside me now. It no longer feels like something waiting for her to respond. It feels like something I choose to pick up.